Hey there, you know what they say, it's all fun and games until someone breaks a nail. And that was certainly not an exception for me this time around when I snuck out of the office for about 9 days with my beautiful family, and we had it all over to the Utah Zion Canyon. I don't know why I said that so awkward. Anyways, if you've ever wondered how or what to do when you break a nail, do you just cut it off or patch it? Today I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to show you when is a good time to either patch or cut and extend if you know how to do that. So let's dive right in. Hey guys, what's going on? Before we get started, I do want to let you know that next week, just in a few days actually, November 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm hosting a free training called The 3 Secret Application Techniques You Must Know for Monthly Wearing Gel Nails Using Kokoist Only. If you are not familiar with Kokoist, Kokoist is a Japanese gel nail brand. So it's manufactured in Japan and imported here to the US. It's of great quality and innovative, if you ask me. They're coming out with a whole bunch of new little products this month, right before our Black Friday sale. And also, if you want to learn the 5 bonus reasons to become Kokoist certified this year, then make sure you join this free training. I will be talking all about this. Again, 3 secret application techniques you must know and 5 bonus reasons to become Kokoist certified. Do check it out and make sure you enroll. You must enroll using the link in the description box below. All right, let's begin. So I actually didn't break a nail while I was on vacation, but it happened before because I was wanting to get my nails done. So I did my nails before leaving. And so I kind of just rushed the process and I was like, you know what? I do see a tear, but I'm just going to leave it alone and it'll be fine, right? Well, no, take it from my experience and my also expertise in this area. Whenever you see a tear in the nail, no matter how much gel you put on top of it, you will encounter some problems like it lifting on you or breaking. It just does not, it's not supposed to, it's weakness in your structure. In other words, it's not supposed to bond the nail, the gel is, when there is a tear. Okay, so what do you do? So when you have a tear that's this deep, and I'm going to try to zoom in for you so that you can just see it here. Where are you? So it's in this color, beautiful, by the way. So everything is beautiful, held up wonderfully. Really happy with these nails. Okay, but here is today's topic. This tear here, and it kind of grew out maybe like 1 millimeter while I was on vacation, right? But what do you do? This is so common. A client comes, they'll put a bandage on it, right? They'll maybe text you and say like, oh my gosh, one of my nails broke. And maybe they're not even ready for a fill or a rebalance, right? They look like this. And this was a scenario that was common to me, at least, when, clients were wearing their natural nails and getting used to the length and maybe being a little reckless and whatnot. So what do? You do have 2 options, and they do include that you either cut the entire free edge, right, where the tear is. I know that's kind of sad right there, right? Or you can repair this with a silk patch. Now, depending on, again, where the tear is, it's going to depend what you use. If you're going to use a silk wrap or a free form to extend it, right? So because it's way up here in the nail bed still, like, I don't know if you can see, like, it actually barely comes out, not really from the nail bed. So in this case, you want to silk wrap it, okay? Sometimes it is quicker and faster to just cut it and then extend it with a free form, with a paper form, right? But in this case, again, because it's still close to the nail bed, then you want to kind of give it a silk patch, okay? And by silk patch, I really do mean a little piece of silk. Okay, back in the day, people used to use like tea bags and whatnot, but now you can either get a silk patch, right, or fiberglass. Either one will work, and it literally is like cloth-like material that you put on there. But what do? Do you just take your e-file or your board file and then start filing this off? Absolutely not, because you can accidentally tear off the rest of that nail. So what you want to do, actually, before anything, client comes in and she's like, okay, I have a tear, bad news, right? Then you're like, okay, no worries. You don't immediately go to work on this nail. This is what you do. You are going to grab your nail glue And you are going to dab a little bit of nail glue on that tear. Mine is drying up, so let me just squeeze it a little bit. Okay, here we go. And like that, just a little dollop there. And you just want enough to hold that little tear in place. I'm going to drag it out. And if your client had nail glue and you allowed her, because you gave her like a little bit of training on how to use nail glue and all that stuff, she could do this while she waited to see you, because this is only going to last max 3 days. You don't want her to just keep, you know, collecting gel, or I should say glue on there by every day, you know, putting a whole bunch of glue on there. Like, no, it's just going to get really gross and it's just not going to work. At that point, if she didn't have glue, or she did the glue and she has to kind of go a little longer with that nail, I would say to put a bandage on it until she can get in to see you, okay? But we're just assuming she's coming in to see you to take care of this, and this is what you're going to do, okay? So boom, you put the glue on, you know, she told you, you've noticed she's got a tear. So now you're going to just work on both hands as if you were just rebalancing those nails. You're not even going to remember this nail again up until we get down to filing all of the nails, the gel nail down to the natural nail. That's when we're going to start worrying about this tear. We're almost going to forget that there was even a tear. So I'm trying to just get rid of the excess here. Sorry, I can't like speak today. So I'm just going to tap it a little bit. Doesn't matter how it looks at the top. What we want is for it to be completely dry. So you only want to use a little bit. You just want enough to hold it tight. And glue is pretty strong, at least for that first day. So you don't have to necessarily worry about, like, am I going to break this, tear this, anything like that, okay? So just let that air dry. And then once it's fully dry, guess what? You're going to go with your e-file, your board file, whatever you're used to, and you're going to, again, file these down thin, remove the product. And once I do that, I'm going to bring you back to show you how this is going. I'm just using a carbide bit. I don't really have a favorite, to be honest. This one is from Nationally Nails, where I get my carbide bits, but it can be ceramic, it can be anything. I always start with carbide first, though. Okay, so I'm going to file this down thin, and you'll see it's like not even, you can't even tell it's broken. So I'm going to bring my dust collector out. Sorry, I did use it before I left, and I did run out of here, so it's not the cleanest right now, but it is for personal use. Okay, work on reverse since I'm working with my opposite hand. And because I'm working with my opposite hand, I'm going to be working very slowly because I cannot file fast. Let's begin. All right, so it's looking fabulous. Notice that because I put that glue, I'm able to file on this nail almost as if it wasn't even broken. So you want to make sure you do not forget to glue before you start filing off the product. Now I'm going to taper with my favorite, the Baby Barrel. Now you can find this at Nail Labo, but actually Daily Charme has now started carrying my favorite prep bits. So I'm super excited. I'll link you down in the description box below for these, okay? So again, look, very smooth. Now that I've finished doing it with the Baby Barrel, it looks amazing, nice and thin. I'm just going to taper things up a little bit more so that my self-leveling is flawless, okay? So I'm going to take a board file, 180 grid, and then I'm going to follow that up with a sponge buffer, okay? Let's do this. All right, and I know you're super tempted to just put some glue or some gel, I should say, on this and move on, right? But no, we're doing things right. We're going to put our silk patch now. I know you're like, but Paula, does it really need it? It looks amazing. Can't we just put some gel over it? No, we've covered this in the beginning. We cannot do that. We're going to be in the same place we started with a broken, torn nail. So notice my silk piece. I do want it to cover more than the tear, okay? So if you want to do it from side to side, like a piece that long, totally fair game. What you want to make sure is that the edges are clear. Notice here, this sticks up and it actually extends over the sidewall. So I want to take my little sharp curved scissors. Cuticle scissors would be really helpful right now because they have that curvature to them, as you can see, and you're just going to trim the excess kind of close, you know, as close as possible. It's better to leave it a little bit on the shorter side because sometimes it doesn't file off super nicely. So you either want it exact, like on this side, or just a little short, like on the other side. Now you want to do your nails or maybe a tool to press it down. Try to avoid your fingers, okay? You're going to put some oil otherwise. I'm going to be using Mega Stick base. You can use any soft builder base. Some people call soft builder base rubber base. So if you've ever heard the term, just know that Japanese gel is technically rubber base, okay? Like Kokoist is Mega Stick base. If you're using Vetro, it's Fuji, and if you're using Leaf Gel, it's Extreme Clear. Now you do want to have a flash curing unit. I'm going to be using the Milk Cake flash curing unit by Kokoist. I like this thing. It's super handy and it's so easy. I mean, it's so portable. It fits anywhere. Okay, so you can do these one of two ways. So you can do what I'm doing now, which is applying a little bit of gel, barely anything. Notice the amount of pressure I'm putting on it because it barely has any product. And I want to saturate this. Now, I don't want it to linger, like to stay there for too long. I want to immediately flash cure, even though I have not put it on the entire patch yet. I'm going to get there. But what I don't want is for the gel to seep under and then start lifting that silk patch, because then I'm going to have a real issue if that silk patch does not make contact with the tear. The other way you can do this, and I've done this in a previous video, if you checked out the latest one, I think the Adele video, or Adele nails, pardon, Adele nails, I also did a silk patch repair. And what I did there was actually laid down the gel first. So I took Mega Stick base. Again, you can use any of the other two brands that I've mentioned. And while it was wet, then I put my piece of silk and then I cured. Either way will work. This, I kind of just want to make sure that it for sure made contact with this tear because it's kind of big. It's almost like halfway of the nail bed. It just intuitively, it felt like a good decision. You know, I don't think either one would have been wrong. Okay. So now I want to reinforce this. Can you use another layer of Mega Stick base? Yes, but it's rubbery, it's soft, and I really have a long nail here. And so I want to give it more strength. So I'm going to go ahead and use Bonding Duo in a bottle, which is a little bit of a semi-hard texture gel. It has more strength and it will not bend as much. If you want to take it up a step higher, you can also do Excel Builder, but I do appreciate the convenience of this being in a bottle. And again, maybe the client just came in for a quick repair. I do recommend that you have this on hand, both Mega Stick base in a bottle and Bonding Duo in a bottle, because boom, quickly put that patch on, put the gel on, then put the reinforcement gel on, cure it, put some color on it, and your client is out. You want to keep your repairs within 20 minutes the most, okay? That way you can fit them in. I really want you to aim for 15 minutes so that client just sneaks into your schedule. Boom, you go to work, you put some glue, let it dry for 2 seconds, start removing it, and then doing everything that we've done thus far, okay? So I'm just going to allow this to self-level, and then I'm just going to fine-tune it just a little bit because there's a little bit of the silk patch kind of sticking up, and this just happened to happen, you know, happened to happen. But it may not have happened to you. So you could have just self-leveled this beauty and apply your color right on. But again, there's a little speck there that I want to take care of and smooth out so it doesn't come through. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to apply my color, and bada bing, bada boom, we are done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you know now what you're going to do next time you or your client come in with a torn nail. Now you know if it's close to the nail bed, you may want to go for the silk patch, and if it's past the free edge, you may want to cut it and extend it with a free form, or if you feel comfortable, you can also do a tip. I like silk patch repair because I mean you can't tell anything here, and your client feels like she has not lost a limb, aka a piece of her nail. All right, if you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe, and if you like this video, it was super helpful, please give me a thumbs up, help a girl out. Otherwise, anything that I've used in this video, you can find using the affiliate links down below. There may be also an active promo code. Make sure you take advantage of it. I'll see you next week, same time, same place, and bye for now.